Oh, my back. Crack. This has been Shannon L. Shook's one-man show. Ow, my back. Wednesdays at 8 on ABC. Hey, hi-ho, and howdy, everybody. My name is Shannon L. Shook, and welcome yet again to another video. This time it is Anohana. What the fuck is this episode called? Episode 4. A white dress, a blue ribbon. Blue ribbon? Is it the... Wait. No, Blue Apron is... someone who needs to start sponsoring my videos. Please, I need food. I know no one will... It won't help you advertising-wise, Blue Ribbon, but I'm just saying food, though. I want it in my life. Anyway, hey guys, it's episode 4 of Anohana. Anyway, yeah, howdy. It's been a solid minute. Boy, last episode was weirdly put together, wasn't it? I don't know what it is. Sometimes I just make weird... I know exactly what it is. I make weird videos that have a funky intro, which is what this one almost just about turned into, about halfway into my sentence. And then it throws me off through the entirety of the video. It's one of those things that once I hit that point while recording, I need to restart my intro. Otherwise, it just puts me in a weird funk throughout the whole thing, which is exactly what happened. And that doesn't help that we was watching Anohana. And it's one of those shows that it affects me emotionally in a way that no other show does. Like, there's quite a few shows that affect me in a sad way. Like, Place for in the Universe made me cry on almost every single episode a little bit. And then the second last episode broke my soul in half. Or at least that's what I thought. And then I watched Suka, and it made me really die on the inside. And then that's what I thought, and then fucking Frank's happened. And then I just... Oh god, that last episode was... Any sense of masculinity I had was lost a long time ago, is what I'm trying to tell you. Point is, all of those shows do affect me in a way that makes me sad, but they affect me in kind of different ways. In some ways the same, but different ways. Like, A Place for in the Universe always made me cry just a little bit. It always kept me in a position where I was always like, oh, it makes me happy, but also makes me sad. It's a thing. And it was always a full-on tearage. It's a small, but full-on. It does actually happen. Let's see. Suka was one of those ones where I just constantly, especially towards the end specifically, the very beginning and the very end specifically, just a constant strain of anxiety and dread, you know? Because, like, I'm like, fuck. I watched the beginning of that first episode. That does not bode well for the end of the series. And it was one of those things that it was build up, and it was like, right up until the point where a certain scene in that show happens in the last episode, and I just go, and just start fucking bawling. But in the end, it's still... It's that sadness I'm very familiar with and understand. Darling Franks is similar. It's a sadness that I understand, even though it's different. I'm not going to say why, because it's kind of a spoiler in a way. Everything I ever say is kind of a spoiler in a way. But like, it is also very different from Suka's pure sadness, whereas that one's more like sadness because things are good. It's weird. Tears of joy, shall we say, and sadness, but it's a thing. Point is, like, it's these shows that they affect me in ways I fully understand. You know, Anohana doesn't really do that. It took me forever when we were discussing it on the Discord, because one of the fellas I talk to all the time, my man's Jeff on the Discord, he's a right fella. He's pretty dang great. Even does reactions now for one show, but it's okay. It's a start. Check him out. Link in description, maybe, I think. Anyway, like, I was talking to him about it, and he was very curious as to what I meant by how Anohana is different. It feels weird. It puts me in a weird way. And eventually, I think we managed to figure out kind of how to describe it. Frank's A Place Further and Suka make me very sad. Anohana makes me feel a state of bittersweet melancholy. Big words. Fun. Also, they all sound like food. So it's fine. I'm all about it. But like, I don't know, it puts me in a way, like, I don't really cry. And again, that's entirely possible. That's totally going to happen later. But it, generally speaking, doesn't make me do that. It just makes me feel funky. It makes me feel weird. It makes me feel very happy but very sad at the same time. And not that same kind of tears of joy sort of thing that Frank's did. It's its own weird animal that is incredibly difficult to explain. Accidental racism. Like I don't know, it's its weird own unique animal, because when you see the show in certain positions, it's incredibly sweet and cheery and normal and whatnot, and then you remember what the premise of the show is. You remember the entirety of the idea behind it. It's a show about a dead ghost girl. It is this sweet, innocent child who's fucking dead, and that is very difficult to be happy about. But you're constantly bombarded with really cute, happy scenes. So it becomes kind of a battle in you to, you know, truly discover what you think about it, to rationalize what's going on, to understanding it, to really feel what you're feeling. Like, it's again, it's very weird, and I'm probably the only person on the planet who feels this. Everyone else is like, it's just sad or it's just happy. But I don't know, for me, it's a very unique feeling that I don't know if I've ever really felt before. Or if I have, I don't think I can really point to a point in my life when I did feel that way. I don't know, it's very, again, it's just very unique in a way that makes me sad. I get more sad thinking about the fact that it's sad than the things that actually make me. It's very weird. I don't know. So it's an interesting thing to talk about. Anyway, we should talk about what happened last episode. And that's the thing, is not a ton really happens in this series from what I've seen. It tends to be it is very slice of lifey in a lot of ways. Like, I mean, we had kind of the quest to catch all the Nokemon or whatever in episode 2, and then episode 3 was, you know, is the start at least of again, there was kind of like throwing a little barbecue picnic thing, right? And I suppose we can expect to see a little bit more of that, because right at the end of Jesus Christ, at the end of the episode, Yukiyatsu showed up and was all like, oh, you know what? I saw Menma down by the Huda Day. And again, Yukiyatsu and Tsuruko are by far the most interesting characters to me. Not because, like, they're my favorites, because they're not. Honoru and Menma and... oh, sweet Jesus, Menma. But, like I find myself the most curious about them. And again, I mentioned I was probably going to go back and rewatch stuff to see if I missed. In that same discussion, he was like, you're probably not going to figure anything out. You should probably just keep watching the show. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, hopefully we get a little bit more information on them, because again, they are by far the most... The two that I don't fully understand. Like, I kind of do, but it's very much like the show itself. I kind of get it, but I kind of don't. It's weird. It puts me in a fucking way. Do I have anything else to say? I guess I have a little bit of a thing in regards to Steins Gate and Plastic Memories. Down in the description below, you guys will find a Poe. Nailed it. Poe Town? Ooh, gonna get spooky up in this bitch. There is a poll. Nailed it. Basically quickly asking if you guys care about either of those two shows, which you guys might, because I've heard Plastic Memories is a sad show perhaps in some moments, and that Steins Gate's cool. If you guys care to, tell me down below in the poll if you guys would rather see me do the dub or the sub. I'm probably going to handle it like I did this show as well. I'm going to do maybe an episode of each, see which I personally prefer, and then I'll decide from there. But I do also want to get people's opinions on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make the decision purely on my own, my lonesome. Ooh, sexy. This is not the show to talk about that. Or is it? Dude, just episode 7. That was her wish the whole time. Massive orgy. Anyway, yeah, so just tell me what you guys think. Sub or dub for either of those shows. Curious to get your guys' opinion. Also, it's Frank's week, if you guys haven't noticed. So, the last episode of the volume is coming out. Season is coming out on Friday. So if that matters to you, check it out. I don't think I have anything else. I think we might just need to get started up in this piece. Up in this beast. This is a long intro. Also, thanks, YouTube, for not representing my audience in my analytics for this show at all. That's cool. I love not being able to know how many people actually watched the episode. Again, I'm not expecting a ton of people to watch it, but I know for a fact, because I was specifically told by said people that they did it, that they watched the episode pretty quickly after it came out, and then you didn't register anything at all. So thank you. I'm not saying a ton of people watched it, but I know more than 6 did. God damn it, Susan. Anyway, we're gonna get started in 3. Please don't kick me off the site. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, boom. Sup, my dude? Trying to figure out what is up with you. Because again, like I mentioned before, I can't tell if he's fucking with him or if he legitimately means it. Because again, he seems to have a lot of potential. He potentially seems to have a lot of feelings in regards to Menma. I never actually noticed, but he's actually looking at her in that one. He's looking at where she was in that one. So I'm definitely getting stuff from him. I just don't fully understand it. I'm probably putting way too much thought into it as well. I love the art in this show. Hi, totally not Ichigo, but also totally are at the same time. Just give her the clip and remove the floofy doof. It's the same character. And eye color, but just beside the point. Also, something actually that got told to me in the Discord chat as well. Like, most of the shots, or like the town or whatever that they're in, is based on a real place. And like, most of the shots are like, I was gonna say word for word, but that doesn't really make sense. Shot for shot of different places in said town, which is actually really cool. That sounds like the town actually uses that free advertisement. Probably not free, but you know what I'm trying to say. Which I think is really cool. I like that kind of shit. Is that a little Scotland mug? Did I never realize that before? Again, it just puts me in such a way. Because, like, I was so happy with all that, and then right towards the end, it all kind of sunk in that, yeah, no, she's dead. So, oh, fucking sweetheart. I don't know. It's a thing. It puts me in a way. Come on, my man. Oh. I really have fallen in love with Anaru and Menma a lot in this show. And again, the others as well. Jinta's very cool. But yeah, no, that was the shot I was mentioning the last time. Such a depressing fucking thought. I don't like it, man. It's not lost on me, too, that Menma always is never wearing shoes, but she's wearing her normal outfit otherwise. The white dress and blue ribbon in question. I think this is one of the things that hurts me the fucking most about this show. She can sit there and scream about what she thinks or feels, and no one can fucking hear her but Jinta. And just the idea of being in that position. Not only, like, did she fucking have to die, but you're stuck in a position where you could just scream as much as you want and no one would ever hear you. It's a fucking horrific thought. And again, thankfully, she... Come on, man. Again, there's no fucking way you're not. I fucking hate watching the dysfunction between all of them. That, like, that extra level of separation. I would love to be that man, though. Just sit there and just eat a fucking giant ass plate of sausages. That's fucking my dream. Don't take that out of context. She's trying to figure her out. Notice the artwork on the garage door, I guess. Again, I'm pretty sure he's just not fucking with people as much as he's... That's the sweetest fucking thing I've ever heard. But he's deflecting like a motherfucker, is what it sounds like. Like, he can't get over her, so I don't know. Just kind of being a dick. Not like actively shitting on people, but just like kind of twisting things in a way I don't care for. Dude, I'm right there with you. That's what this show makes me feel like. Yeah. Did your tissue box magically teleport from one side of your bed to the other? Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking love her so much, man. Oh. Right, I do find interesting that hers was red, but the one we always see is blue. Also, that's what the title of the episode, isn't it? Blue Ribbon. That's some boring ass cereal, my boy. Break out the Cap'n Crunch. Hey, talk about people with funny heads, man. We're a sensitive bunch. I don't have a funny head. I think. I don't like how long that delay is. What's up, girl? How you doing? Is he a runner? I actually really like the floor setup. It's a cool one. Again, I like the indent in the floor. It's kind of a cool way of doing it. True, but you need a little bit of that magic in you to make it work right. Also, by the way, I just realized this, or didn't realize it so much as thought it'd be worth it to say. If we at any point in the show actually have to watch Menma die, go back and watch that point, I will bawl my fucking eyes out. I will die completely and totally. I can't watch that. This is all hard enough. If I ever get to the point where I see that, I might just jump off the fucking cliff. What the fuck? I know, right? Got some priorities. That is a happy looking little bit of juice. Soda. Is it just straight up Pepsi? It is. Get that brand representation. Alright, well, fuck you too then. Get him with the lights. Don't hit him. Why'd you get the fuck over yourself, man? Again, I have no doubt you're going through some fucking emotional shit. You probably have been for fucking forever, but you need to work that shit the fuck out, because ain't nobody got time for you being a bit of a punk ass. Maybe he's fucking crazy. I never considered that, but I guess it's a possibility. Oh my god, she has a fucking different haircut or a different, hairstyle every time. And they're all kind of amazing. I actually really have to give them props for constantly, constantly giving them variety in the outfits and the styles that they have. And something you don't see nearly as often as I think I'd like. Oh my god, those boots. I'm sorry. Oh my god, little panda mug. Like, you put it down and let her pick it up? Would that... I mean, that would make everyone freak the fuck out, I'd imagine. But could you do it? Jesus Christ. Again, you got a different hairstyle too. Again, yeah, no, he's deflecting like crazy. I have a lot of ideas here, but I'm just gonna... I'm not a runner myself, I get you, girl. Yep. Dude, come on, man. What the fuck? What? Yo. Fuck off. TV just tried to... Yeah, dude, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing, my man? I don't get it. I don't understand why you'd go through all the trouble to do that. I'm sure it's gonna explain what's kind of going on with him, but again, the episode didn't get me. But there's so like it's a constant state of always about to happen, but it doesn't. Which is meaning when it does actually happen, I will not be able to stop. And it will just happen. Because that's what kind of happened with A Place Further, I think. It kind of just hit me at once, and then it never stopped doing it. It just fucking hurts. Again, bittersweet melancholy is how I think I describe it. Because it's profoundly sweet in so many different ways. And obviously, it's kind of fucking just discomforting and harsh in other ones. Like, again, everything with Yukiatsu so far has been just fucking... Like, man, come on. What... Like, I have no doubt there is a lot of fucking emotional trauma up in there. Because otherwise, you don't fucking do that unless there is a reason behind that. And again, Suruko as well just kind of seems a little... She seems less harsh as she was before, but she still has that level of distance that seems like she always tries to keep. Because again, because Popo from the beginning has pretty much just always been, hey, he's always on board. He's always excited. He's always happy to remember Menma and to always be super excited. Jinta actively trying, at least at first, actively tried to deny that it was happening. And since then has, kind of embraced it in a way. And Anaru's kind of her own, she's her own interesting little bit of animal, because I think a lot of her... it was really bothering me when I decided to call her an animal for some reason. It works for what I'm trying to say, but like it's just like, well, that was rude, Shannon. You get what I'm trying to say. She's her own special kind of person. And a lot of her emotions seem specifically wrapped up in Jinta even more than Menma. Like, Menma obviously played a huge role in it, but how she feels about him specifically, and especially how he felt towards Menma in a lot of ways, a lot of her stuff is dependent more on him and how he, felt, rather than how she specifically feels. At least it feels that way from just the outside. And again, it's not in any way trying to diminish what she probably felt losing her friend. And then fucking goddamn Menma. Again, I cannot express to you how much that concept terrifies me. The concept of death in general... That's going to fuck me up before anything else does. The concept in death in general has always been a really weird thing with me. When I was young, I was scared of it. And then starting around middle school to about high school's end, I stopped being afraid of it. And as you might be able to guess, considering I said to high school's end and then didn't say, oh yeah, no, still now. Like, for that point in my life, I kind of stopped fearing it. I developed a viewpoint of, live fast, die young. It doesn't matter. As long as you're living life to the best you can, it doesn't really matter. And then I hit a point where I really thought about it. And I I just sat and I thought and thought and thought. And that was when the scariest thing I ever thought about in my entire life came up. And that was, I can't think. When you die, you can't think. And I realize this is, it has stopped being about Anohana and more just death in general. I don't know why I got on this tangent, but I don't know. That is the scariest thing in the entire world to me. Because I think back to what it was like before I existed, and then I realize I can't realize that. And it's fucking horrifying to me. There is nothing in this world that scares me more than the concept of death. And I think watching Menma's story in a lot of ways, it brings me a certain level of peace, but it also fucking horrifies me. It's like, again, that thought of you and what you are and what you're doing in that moment, and it doesn't matter because nothing, as far you don't exist. Obviously, this is a weirdly different thing because she's a fucking ghost, so she does. But that immense loneliness is terrifying. And even more terrifying for me is, it's a loneliness I cannot fathom. It's a loneliness I cannot fathom because it doesn't actually exist. Because you can't feel alone if you don't exist. You can't think, oh, I had a good life, because you don't exist. Again, I think I mentioned in No Game, but I'm not religious. I don't believe in a heaven or an afterlife or anything like that. But God, I want to so bad, because I want something where I can just sit and think in the blackness of nowhere, because at least I can think. I at least have me. But death itself is fucking horrifying to me. And it makes me wonder, you know, if it was that sort of thing. Again, this took a weird fucking turn. I didn't mean to make it take this turn. But it makes me wonder Menma's position, and I wondered how I would want to handle it if I had the choice. And that's, I think, honestly, it's the biggest thing that makes me hope I do manage to live a very long life, so I have a lot of time to think about it and hopefully find some sort of peace with the idea. Like, I'd love to be able to go back to the part where I was like, oh, no, it's okay. It'll be okay. But at this point in my life, it's just, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. Fuck, death is terrifying. Yeah, I don't know. God, this show puts me in a weird way, and apparently puts me on incredibly horrific tangents. I don't know. It just, it puts me, again, in that constant state of melancholy. Even through the best of moments in it, you're faced with the reality that in the end, you have to ask yourself, is it really possible for there to be a happy ending? Because you could have to hope and assume that Menma or whatever ends up finding a sort of peace. But then what? You know? It doesn't take back what actually happened. I'm gonna fucking cry, and it's not even gonna be the actual show itself that does it. I don't know, man. Fuck. The show puts me in a way. So yeah, I apologize for taking this really fucked up, dark, incredibly depressing path. I still love the show. Positives. I love Anaru still. We'll talk about her. She doesn't make me cry nearly as much as fucking Menma does. Also, it's interesting. I've kind of, again, because that's 02's VA, right? Did I lose my mind? I think, right? I might have already forgotten, but I'm pretty sure that is, and if I remember correctly, and it's weird because I don't. Despite being much more familiar with that character, she kind of made it into her own thing where I don't really recognize her as it nearly as much now as I did the first time around. Again, I'm not crazy, right? I'm not thinking of Tia in the English dub, am I? Fuck. I don't remember. Yeah. I guess I'm going to end it here, because if I keep going, not that I have anything to say, but if I keep going, I'm probably just going to go down a really dark path again. Fuck. I don't need that. Remember when we talked about tits on this show? See? Channel? That was what this thing's called? I remember. It was literally the last thing I recorded. Oh, going from No Game No Life to this show is such a mindfuck. Because it goes from, jokes, oh, it's Angel, and she's got, like, tits, and, oh, there's Steph, and she's got dog ears, it's so funny and cute and adorable, and oh my god, makes me feel away, glad you can't see below the camera, and, like, it's that shit, and then I get to this, and I'm like, oh, fuck, she's fucking dead, dude. The fucking sweet innocent child is dead. So, you know, it's great, awesome, I love this show. You're animals, the people who asked me to watch this. I love you, but I also kind of hate you a little. Just a little. Just gotta make myself laugh. Anyway, I will. Oh, cool. It's an extra long episode, and it's all mostly devoted to me talking about death. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a little bit of like, love. Tell me what you guys are thinking down in the comments below. Sorry to anyone out there who potentially had a positive outlook on the concept of death, and I ruined it for you by making you really just fear everything. That was not my intention. Just want to explain my horrific fears. Anyway, share it with your friends and family. Maybe don't share this one. And subscribe and stick around if you guys want to see more. Hopefully this manages to get more views this time. And again, I don't even think I got too few views. I think for whatever reason, YouTube just was really fucking weird with the way views got recorded in the last video for whatever reason. Again, who knows? Maybe it was just maybe the series is just super dying on my channel. It usually takes longer than this, but sometimes it does happen. Like, Frank's is way fucking trailed off. But I mean, still there. Took longer than 3 episodes. But hopefully it does a little bit better this time. Whether, for whatever reason, it hadn't done that. It's not going to stop me from watching the show. But, I don't know. Just a shame to see. Anyway, thank you guys. I'm going to go and figure something out. Find a way to make myself smile and be a happy, fun boy. Maybe see if I can get some Grisaya, because that's the only thing I haven't recorded. Maybe some Pokemons. Some Nokemon, if you will. Oh boy. Well, that's probably bad, because then I'm just going to get all my Pokemon killed, and I'm going to feel just as bad for a different reason. Anyway. Toodles, duels, and lemons, everybody. Bye-bye. I don't know why because for whatever reason the camera looks like it's way down, so I'm doing this. When really I should be doing this. The fuck is wrong with me? So if that looks really weird, just realize I caught it at the end. Anyway. Bye guys. Fuck, this show, dude. I do love it, but fuck.